And we're back, and last time we accidentally proved that our guy was innocent of theft, but a potential suspect for murder. Oh no, that is so terrible. But what do I care? I mean, I'm not his lawyer for that case. Yet.
You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again.
Well, supposedly Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred.
No way, Jose! I don't buy it! But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there, it was Mr. Nick himself. At least from what I can understand. Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick.
I want to throw her out the window. I'm not in a very good mood right now because I just remembered all the problems with this entire game series. Am I really the only person who thinks that a game with actual real-life law, a serious game, would actually be pretty freaking entertaining? This is just... like I said before, it's supposed to be a satirical take, but it's not! It's a fuck-stupid law system. Everything in this game is only funny for me if I pretend that everybody is gay. I know I do that part of having everybody be seen as gay in other games, but here this is pretty much the only way I can get myself to get some kind of enjoyment out of the game. And why are you looking into it, Phoenix? What do you care? Why do I have to defend that guy? Why can't I have a case that ends badly and be canon? Not like 2-4 where you get the bad ending if you present the wrong evidence and it's not canon because, well, this is the sequel to it and Maya's alive. And Phoenix is still a lawyer. Whatever.
I think we're going to head back to Kuran Village for a little while, if that's alright. Sure, but why? I'm going to bring the sacred urn back and have some people take a look at it. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with... No, Mystic Maya, you should stay here.
And be all lovey-dovey with Phoenix?
I want you two to spend some quality time together, full of love and happiness.
I'm not one to go for child abuse, but I am very tempted to slap some sense into Pearl right now. I'm gonna take a drink. Unfortunately, it didn't calm me down. Maybe Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy she forgot there's a murder to solve. There isn't one to solve. For all I care, Ron can stay in jail.
Now remember, no fighting, okay?
Of course, I don't have a stress ball nearby.
Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation.
Let's talk about the Sacred Urn before I somehow get lost again because fuck it, I have to talk to Maya. You must be relieved we got the Sacred Urn back, huh?
You bet! But there's something a little different about it.
Well, yes, it was a lighter pink. Well, it was a lighter blue and it had pink splotches on it. I'm sure that'll be important later on. And it was actually spelled correctly. But don't worry, nobody will figure that out for a while, I'm sure.
Don't me! It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says I am on the urn.
Wow, she actually noticed it. Why didn't you mention that? You know, earlier? Like saying, hey, that's not how it last looked. Believe me, it would very much keep me from having to go through a psych lock later and... Spoilers, it was Adrian.
But the urn we got back says Amy, like it always used to.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Plus, the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before.
Maya doesn't know, but a year ago, when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Amy's name into I Am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it.
Is it possible that urn is a fake?
I'm sure Pearls will find out about that once she gets back to Coolrine Village.
Yeah, I suppose.
Now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back to Coolrine Village in a long time. So, I guess people still go to Coolrine Village to do their training, right?
Yep. If you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training.
So why haven't you been training lately, Maya?
Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to a channeling dojo to do just that.
A channeling dojo, huh? Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is.
If you're going to train, you have to be serious. Otherwise, real tragedies can happen.
Yeah, because the last time you were so serious, somebody got murdered during a channeling. Or a potential channeling. See, you weren't serious enough. Is what happened last year still bothering you? No, she kind of, you know, already gave up on it just like her sister's murder 2 years ago. That murder in her village, it happened because the power of channeling was misused. No, it wasn't! She got drugged, and a normal human killed somebody. It wasn't actually a channeling murder.
When a medium uses the Coolrine technique, she temporarily loses her own will.
So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. No! Considering it is said, it was said in the last game, if a medium becomes the host for a body, the medium's soul is gone. Soul, spirit, mind, will, whatever. They're gone. They're an empty shell. So no matter how strong the spirit may be, it wouldn't matter. They could still get the host to tap dance for them for all they care. So, no! That was a stupid idea in the last time it was mentioned, and it's impossible, and it's gonna be terrible in the last case when they say that's also that way. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. Well, okay, the game has been pretty inconsistent about saying, does the medium know what's going on while channeling, or doesn't she? Because sometimes Maya knew something, other times Pearl didn't know things. But we also have cases later where Maya says she wrote a note before channeling Mia, and then Mia wrote a note back before she disappeared and such. So, like I said, it was inconsistent. That murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you?
I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up.
I doubt it, considering 1, it wasn't her fault, 2, the only thing she should be shaken up is the fact that her aunt plotted to get her out of the way. 3, considering she supposedly mumbled, "I thought so," wouldn't mean that it wasn't that much of a shock that her aunt was trying to get rid of her. It sounds like being the master of Coolrine is going to be a heavy responsibility. Yeah, so much that she isn't in any of the other games after this one. I'm actually quite glad about that.
I already told you it's not me. A sad, pitiful whine that tapers into silence.
Sounds like they're interrogating Mr. Delight right now.
Man, we don't have enough time as it is.
For what? Yeah, well, I guess the police are going crazy just like we are. I'm not going crazy. Yesterday they thought he was just a thief, but now they got a murder case on their hands.
I guess you're right. The guard over there looks a bit on edge, too.
Come on, we'll just have to come back later.
Okay, let's go check out some other place, Nick.
Let me talk to that, or examine him. This guard monitors the visitor's room. It looks like he doesn't have much to do right now. I can tell because he's looking at the camera and making funny faces. He certainly is tense.
Oh, Nicky boy, Maya.
Miss Delight.
All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie.
Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case. No, what she did, i.e. bringing the vase, helped him. What you did, proving that he was at KB Security, is the thing that hurt him. So yeah, it's your fault, Phoenix.
Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up.
Hey, Nicky boy, please help Ronnie.
He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly.
Alright, I'll poke around and see what I can find out. But only if I get to wear your outfit later. That's a kick-ass motor suit.
Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do.
You can be happy once this case is over.
I don't know what I can do to help anymore.
I had no idea Miss Delight had such a vulnerable side. Everybody's vulnerable in some way.
Oh, listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never, ever kill anyone. It's just not in him. I don't think he would either, Nick.
Why are you trying to convince me? Yeah, but you have to admit he's got a bit of a temper to him.
I am so angry at you! Roar! Roar!
It's not that hard to imagine him just saying, just snapping and screaming, "Please die!" Who the hell do you think he is? Colette?
He would never say that! Anyway, Mr. Light, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief.
I already told you, that's just a fantasy for him. Mr. Light, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world. What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy?
I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thief type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest that he wouldn't even steal a glance. Thief! The very idea.
I guess I just don't get it.
Get what?
I just can't understand how they can be so different and yet be such a happy couple. Opposites attract. But I'm not the type who thinks opposites attract so far as that two people who act like they hate each other and want to stab each other with a steak knife is enough to actually, make me think they're a believable couple that really loves each other.
They sure are different.
Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not this mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight. For me, anyway.
What? For you? So was it really love at first sight when you first met Mr. Delight?
Well, maybe not first sight, but Ronnie saved my life.
Saved your life?
I was at work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl into a little ball in a corner, so I fought back. Robbers? Yes, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives, and I broke down into tears. Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation. I don't know, I think adrenaline would probably cause my knees to grow weak, and then I'd elbow them in the crotch. Even if they are women, getting elbowed in the crotch is very painful.
Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you?
Yes, exactly. I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right up to those two knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. "Please stop it!" he screamed. I could see the robber's face turn pale. That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people. Then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two robbers. All by himself, he came to save me, a total stranger, all by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me.
Wow, that's a great story.
Yes, he may not look it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did. That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess. Well, Edgeworth did come to save me during that class trial.
Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage.
Too late. With Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in the not-so-distant future. I hate these kinds of people more than anything.
You mean ace detectives?
No, I'm fine with ace detectives.
Oh, so then you must mean thieves?
No, they're alright too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be ace detectives. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men.
By the way, why did you go to Detective Atney's office anyway?
Well, as the trial went on, I started to get more and more nervous. I went there to try to find out more about the real criminal.
The real criminal?
Yes, obviously the real Musk Damask is not my Ronnie, right?
Yeah?
And Detective Atney knew more about Musk Damask than anyone else. They mentioned him on the Great People of the Town segment on TV. So then you went there to ask him some questions? That's right. I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. But if you were at the trial, you should have known that he was there as a witness, and wouldn't have been at home anyway. His secretary said the ice detective isn't in right now. But I forced my way past her and into his hideout. I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout. That bag was sitting right there on top of the table.
Oh yeah, we saw that bag there yesterday too.
There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else.
Mr. Light, do you know about KB Security?
Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works. So she thinks he still works there, huh? Oh, right, according to what we heard today. Come on, don't tell me you didn't know it. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. But he quit. He doesn't work there anymore. And my jaw just jumped. Oh, painful.
It looks like Mr. Light doesn't know.
KB Security is only about 20 minutes away. By motorcycle, that is. Larry told me it took 30 minutes by car. Well, I have to admit I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike. To make it to KB Security that fast, are you sure you aren't literally flying? Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now? No. I'll pass, thanks. Why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves?
What a scaredy cat you are, Nick.
Mr. Light told us the location of KB Security.
Okay, Let's head over there right away, Nick.
Yes, let's do that. Wow, that certainly was... We bypassed the entire ride and the building and the elevator, and we actually got in here with... I don't know, maybe we used Ron's keycard. So I guess this is where it all went down, huh?
The walls in here look thick, just like you'd expect in a CEO's office.
What has that got to do with anything? Well, if somebody screamed, they wouldn't be heard. Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe. Today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh?
Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made real fools out of us.
Yeah, I feel for you.
Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like... Oh, that was great. You guys got what you deserved, pal. Ho 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 ho. Or something to that effect.
Do I really sound like that to you, pal?
If the gumshoe fits.
Well, anyway, the point is I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs. And I can sympathize when things don't go your way. Sometimes I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives.
Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy.
It took you this long to realize he's a nice guy?
Now if this little love fest is over, maybe we can start investigating. Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder.
Okay, but the thing is, I'm really not supposed to.
Hey, come on, what about how we put our hearts into our work?
Well, technically we didn't get an official contract with Ron for this case yet, so we're actually not allowed to be here.
Things are really working against us right now, we need help.
Okay, I'll tell you, just don't start crying on me, okay, pal?
Okay, I won't cry on you, pal.
The victim's name is Kane Bullard. He was a CEO of KB Security and a pretty big fella in his own right. His corpse was discovered at 9 this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 in the morning on October 12th.
It happened at exactly the same time that Musk to Musk was stealing the urn, huh? So why did it take almost an entire
What? If we're on October 13th, we are on October 13th, right? Or are we on October 14th? I didn't look! Whatever. There's a good explanation for that one. Bullard's body was stashed away inside the safe. Safe? Well, it is pretty big. Nobody had heard from him, and when he opened the safe this morning, out he came. So the body fell out. That white string must be the shape from when he fell out. Looks pretty thin.
I think we still need some more information about Mr. Bullard.
Maybe you could start by getting the man's name right.
So, what happened to Musk to Musk?
He's at the detention center screaming like a madman. Investigate me again, he keeps yelling. Oh, no, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right? Oh, you mean that detective at me? Oh, that was great, the guy got what he deserved.
Now that's a detective I know and love.
Think about it, Atney was always around when a calling card showed up. But he always mysteriously disappeared when the heists took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. You're right. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard. That's how you just knew he was the thief. I personally always thought he was a thief because he always caught him and was able to do it all on his own. But then I learned that I'm wrong. That would explain how he was able to retrieve the stolen item he keeps bragging about. Yeah, he just did that to make himself look like a great detective, that's all. But there's this one thing I can't figure out about his first heist.
His first heist?
Yeah, the Tear of Emanon case. There was a witness on that one.
A witness?
Here, I saved a newspaper clipping. Since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it.
This guard here, haven't I seen him somewhere before?
It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it...
Oh, that prosecutor. I really don't like that guy. The way he used her own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight.
Yeah, I think he did it that way just cause he knew it hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway. So who is that Java-addicted masked maniac anyway? Prosecutor Godot. He's quite the enigma, huh? The thing is, pal, I never even heard of the guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office. Came out of nowhere.
That's right, he said this was his first case as a prosecutor.
And it's true, according to records anyway. But no way he's an amateur. He's an Iceman in court, a maverick that gives me goosebumps.
Goosebumps? You?
Yeah, I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me, they all just turned the other way.
Poor Detective Gumshoe. I had no idea you were so unpopular.
No, that's not what I meant.
That Godot guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret.
Maybe it's Doug Swallow back from the grave. Here, take a look at my attorney's badge. Are you still showing that cheap little thing off? A real man keeps his mouth shut and carries a suave police badge, pal. Remember, don't tell anyone about that emblem, okay, pal?
Does a thief ever send these to the police?
No, always to the victims. Up until now, the victims have always come to us looking for help, though.
That's not what happened this time, you mean?
You got that right, pal. Listen up, if you guys ever get one of those calling cards, I want you to come to us right away. Got me?
Yeah, sure. Detective Gumshoe, about this right here.
Sorry, it's hard to believe, but there's a limit to how much my brain can hold. I got 2 ears and 2 eyes, but I only got 1 brain.
I can see your eyes and your ears, but the jury is still out on the brain thing. You don't even have a jury! Hey Nick, if you have something to say, just come out and say it. Okay, Maya, I will follow what you tell me. You're an annoyance. You should never even be in this game, since you have no purpose here. You don't know any law, you don't know any tricks, you fuck things up, you demand that I pay for stuff that you actually do wrong. I don't care about your family, I don't care about you being here. Go away, please!
This was his first heist, and I guess I underestimated him. I was sure I was going to get him, so I was careless and lost the info on the witness.
By witness, do you mean the guard in this photo?
Yeah, he and the detective worked together to try catching Musk to Musk.
But he got away anyway, right?
That guard. I got the weird feeling that I've seen him around lately. This is proof that Ron Delight was here at the crime scene when the murder happened.
I forget if I said it actually in the video or just on a forum post. No.
the key card could have been taken, it could have been used by somebody else. That's all I'm saying. His key card was here, but we can't honestly say that that's instant proof that he was here. His wallet and the key card.
I think we need to ask Mr. Delight some more about those two things.
Nothing about that. About the blackmail letter. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about it too, pal. Why would Kane Bullard have been blackmailing Ron Delight anyway? Well, Mr. Delight used to work at KB Security, right? But what was it that made him quit?
That's it! Maybe that's the same reason he's being blackmailed!
Well, I'm in the middle of investigating that right now.
Oh, alright.
This must be the CEO's desk. It's a lot simpler than I would have thought.
Hey, that looks like a super soft chair! Let me try it out just for a second! Ooh, nice! I feel just like a CEO. Hey you! Whip me up a cup of some really expensive import tea and some scones! Move it! This is a life.
The victim sat in the chair just before he was brutally killed, you know.
Yeah!
Also, you're getting fibers all over evidence. Check out the big thick binder here.
Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick!
Reading a file isn't exactly back-breaking work. Just a little hard on the eyes.
What did you find out, Nick?
The file, it's not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Musk the Musk. It's filled with info on him.
What? What kind of info?
It's filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods and the crime scenes.
Hey Nick, look at the last page.
It's a list. Tier of $100,000. This looks like a list of all the treasures that Musk the Musk stole.
So then $100,000 is the value of the stolen item?
I don't know, that number sounds kind of low to me. I think I'd better secretly make a copy of this list. Just let me carry this heavy thing over here! And copy it. And then carry it back. Nobody saw that, right?
Wow, look at that huge framed photo!
Tall mountains rising majestically against a dark and cloudy sky.
There's a title written at the bottom of the photo. The greatest sunrise of my life. This is it? This was his best sunrise?
Either this guy didn't get out enough or he had really rotten luck with the weather.
Maybe if it lived a little longer, he would have seen some better days.
I just have to say, to me, those look like trees and not mountains.
Ew, think about it, a dead guy was laying in here all night.
What the hell do you think lies in a coffin? By the way, don't bother asking about fingerprints. There were none. Well, somebody opened the safe on the night of the crime, right?
Yeah, so?
Well, if Mr. Bullet's body was hidden in here, it must mean that it was opened by either the killer or the victim, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, I got some bad news for you, pal. Are you ready? Okay, shoot. Opening this baby is no piece of cake. There are only a few people who know how to open the safe, pal. Yeah, and? Everyone that knows how to open the safe has airtight alibis. I checked. Everyone except one, that is. I'm almost afraid to ask. Former security chief, Ron Delight.
What? Ron Delight? He was a security chief?
Ron, so he knew how to open the safe, huh? Yeah, sorry for raining on your parade there, pal. I just want to say, didn't Bullard know how to open the safe? So technically the possibility is still there that Bullard could have opened the case or the safe before he was killed. I don't remember if that is really how it goes, but it's a possibility. These look like some kind of bookshelf rolling cabinet hybrid.
I can't get in between these two shelves.
Don't strain yourself trying. Looks like the shelves are controlled by a special panel.
So I guess it's one shelf at a time, huh? Looks like they're filled with bunches of files.
Files filled with data about security jobs that were hired to handle.
It'd be a good night's reading, if you've got insomnia. I was hoping for something a bit more exciting, like UFOs or something.
Why that would be in a security office? I'm surprised nobody asked that. I don't get to talk about the rug? Okay. Fingers in your ears.
Oh, there's a button here. Let's see.
Hey, cut that out. Don't press that.
That was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that.
What is that button anyway? It's an emergency buzzer. It says it's right there on the panel.
Oh, you're right. It's written right there. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first?
This alarm is connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here. Really? Then it's possible on the night of the crime?
Oh, so when the CEO was attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer?
Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around down there. But they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullet, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way. Just so you know. I think we'd better go and talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer. I don't really want to, but if I have to... Okay, here it says October 13th. If he was killed October 12th, 1 AM, okay, I guess it still makes sense, yes. Whatever. Wow, this is really something else.
For a security guard office, it sure doesn't feel very secure.
KB security guard. I just remembered. Larry might be. Hey Nick, what's up? So he is here. Oh, how's it hanging, dude? And you got my sweet little Maya with you too.
Hi, Larry.
Here I was working my fingers to the bone. And it walks an angel. I've got no problems with the daytime date, whatever. It's all good. No, that's not what we're here for. We're investigating the Bullard murder case. Ah! Oh yeah, that's right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? He's so hopelessly clueless. Well, if it's about the murder case, boy, have I got some good info for you.
Really? What is it?
Well, I don't mind sharing with my sweet little Maya. But Nick here is a different story.
But Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies.
That was then and this is now! I hate him. So what's this good info you were talking about, Larry? Hey! I'm a guard, a pro! I can't just give away information for free! I will strangle you with your tie if you don't give me the info for free. How's that? He wants a bribe? I thought professionals were more, I don't know, honest. Can you talk to him, Maya?
Larry, tell us already, what's the good info?
Hey, I like that! This kitten has got some claws! What? She has about as much claws as I do. If you go by my actual fingernails, which are pretty short. My real claws are bigger than all of Harry's balls.
Yes, so tell me.
Okay, so the thing is, Ron Delight was an employee here. And naturally, since I'm a pro, I looked into his background. Follow me?
Yes, you're a pro. I follow you. Go on.
Well, a year ago, Ron Delight was fired. And there was no warning at all, it just happened all of a sudden. I know this is a small company, but I think that was pretty awful.
I guess he must have done something bad to have gotten fired like that.
Like maybe skipping out on work to go pick up hot chicks or something.
No, that's just you.
So what is it like to be a part-time security guard? I'd expect it to be rather boring, Phoenix. Let me tell you, it's tough. Well, you know me. I get by alright, I guess. First, I have to keep my eye on those monitors. All the time.
Monitors?
There are security cameras set in each room around the building. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like my eyes are gonna fall out.
Oh.
And if I see something suspicious, I have to contact one of the teams.
What teams?
The security teams for this company. They're supposedly the best in the business. But I'm no amateur either, so if it's something small, I don't bother calling them.
So, in other words, you basically watch TV screens all day long. But it's not the stuff that he wants to see, so yes, it is boring. You were in this office when the murder took place, weren't you?
Why do you say that? This is just a part-time job for me and I can't operate the equipment. And I'm dumb!
Even if it is part-time, you are dumb. You're still in charge of security here.
Hey, give me a break! Don't try to pin the whole thing on me! That's not fair, Nick!
Huh? I don't think you can expect someone like him to take any responsibility. Anyway, point is you were here that night, right? Oh, I knew something smelled bad and it was the Butz after all. Well, stop smelling his butts.
Well, it's like I always say, that was then and this is now, okay?
It looks like I'm going to have to break his psych-lock after all. I don't remember if I have everything, or what I actually need. But whatever, first this. Hey Larry, there's something I want you to look at.
Hey Nick, I told you, I'm a pro, and you don't interrupt a pro when he's working. I don't have time to sit and chat with you, alright?
Oh, is that right?
Oh, naturally I've got time for you though, Maya.
We're gonna have to squeeze this guy if we want to get more info out of him, huh? I'm gonna attempt it. On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to?
What? Huh? Of course I was! Why wouldn't I have been?
But didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Miss Delight?
But that was that, and this is this.
Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night too?
Never! I didn't sneak out. I tell you what, I'll even bet you $1.
$1? Wow, now that's confidence. Shut up, Phoenix. If I went to go on bet, I wouldn't give much either, but that's because I'm broke.
What's with that drenched in the rain puppy look on your face? Do you have evidence that I left my position, or are you just pulling my chain?
The evidence that Larry was not manning a station when the murder happened. I think it was the wallet? Yes. The wallet... You know about this, right?
I've never seen it before.
Liar. You hand-delivered this wallet to Mr. Light just yesterday.
Give me a break. You can't expect me to remember every little thing that happens.
Well, I do expect you to remember something that happened just yesterday.
What time was it when you found the wallet?
I guess it was around 1 in the morning on the first floor of our company building. 1 o'clock in the morning?
That's right. In other words, Larry, at the time of the murder, you were away from the security guard office.
Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about.
What's that?
My shift that day didn't start until 10 p.m. The murderer might have snuck in before then.
What do you mean by that?
If the murderer had snuck in before 10 p.m., then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine.
Why do I have the feeling that he still doesn't get the seriousness of this? 'Cause nobody takes anything serious in this game. Listen up, Larry. We know beyond a shadow of doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO office after 10 p.m. during your shift. Larry, when you use this keycard, does it leave a record?
Yeah, it does. But I can't show the record to just anyone, you know.
That keycard data has already made public in the trial today.
What? I didn't know that. Any kind of request for info like that is supposed to go through me.
Boy, does that sound a bit ignorant coming from a part-time guard. Anyway, according to the data, the door to the CEO's office was opened with this card. Furthermore, it was most definitely used at 1 a.m., the time of the murder.
No way!
Yes, someone used this to get into the CEO's office. That happened at 1 a.m. on the night of the crime, right in the middle of your shift.
Oh.
You can't duck your responsibility this time, Larry.
Yeah, no. Oh, I knew it. It's all my fault. It's my fault that the boss was killed. My fault.
Larry...
There was nothing I could do. I have important issues to deal with too, man.
What happened that night anyway?
My Donna happened.
Huh? Your Donna? I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, my Donna called and said, I have to talk to you right away. So I went to see her and he was standing right there next to her.
Who was?
Her new boyfriend was like some horrible joke.
Okay, it is great that she, you know, wanted to tell him in person that she wants to break up, but you don't take your new boyfriend along during that. That is just a bit too much punch in the nutsack.
Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser. Normally, I'm the one that does punching. Isn't that right, Maya?
Yeah. So is that why you left the security guard office?
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. How could I ever make up for it, Nick? What could I do?
He's curled up on the floor, crying like a baby. Oh boy.
Nick! Is there anything I could do? Anything? Just name it! I'll do whatever I have to do to make up for it. I swear I will!
Larry? Hey Nick, as long as he's offering, why don't you show him the evidence we've got? She's right, maybe we'll get at least one bit of useful information out of him.
Nick!
The buzzer in the CEO's office is directly connected to this room, right?
That's right! Just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya!
Huh?
Go ahead, Maya. Press the buzzer in your heart. I promise I'll come running to your rescue like the professional guard I am.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Thanks. I try.
Do you think you could tell us about the buzzer now?
Yes, please. Please tell us. Okay, I guess so. Prepare to be wowed.
I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier.
Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh?
You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office?
Oh, this is the third floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the first floor. I thought it would be a good idea to adopt a wait-and-see approach. Plus, there's a police detective there, right? I just didn't think it was necessary.
It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet.
Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, okay? Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night?
There must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right?
Of course I did! I couldn't possibly have made a mistake either. Do you think you could take just one more look for me? Pretty please? Oh, okay. Just can't say no to you, Maya. What do you think, Nick?
He's probably right. I don't think even Larry could...
Ah!
What is it? What's wrong?
I made a mistake!
Huh? But how?
It can't be. It's impossible.
Okay, enough already. What about the records?
That night, it went off just once, in the morning, at around 1 a.m. 1 a.m.? That's when the murder happened.
Oh my god, you're telling me that the one time that this guy was probably not at his place at 1 a.m. when he found suspicious evidence was also the time when somebody got killed? What are the odds?
Really? Are you serious? That's terrible. It can't be.
Well, he fucked up. Let's go somewhere else.
The treasures of Kuhain exhibit is all ruined now.
Yeah, especially since Pearl took the sacred urn back to the Kuhain village instead of continuing to display it if possible.
I'm sorry, it's just so sad.
Why? Your village is just fine without tourists coming in. Or are you somehow reliant on tourists coming in to give you money, which you don't seem to need since your village is pretty small and seems to work fine on its own?
This was our big chance for everyone to learn about spirit channeling.
Maybe I can cheer up somehow. Yes, because God forbid we can't have Maya sad for more than 5 minutes. Well, now we've got the sacred urn back, maybe they can reopen it.
Really?
Sure, maybe we can label it the Urn of Damask's Desires. That would probably attract a lot of attention.
Whoa! Whoa, whoa! That's brilliant, Nick! We could clean up and be filthy rich! Woohoo!
Wow, that was surprisingly easy. Next time, just shove a marshmallow in her mouth. I'm sure she's gonna be happy immediately.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright.
Miss Andrews, what's she still hanging around down here for?
So, how's it going? What about the sacred urn?
The urn? Oh, that. It's been taken care of already.
What do you mean, oh that?
Taken care of?
Do you mean it's been found? Yes. It was brought in during the trial today. Wow, really? You really are the greatest, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright had nothing to do with it. It was Damask's wife that found it.
Didn't everybody establish, at least for now, that Atme is Damask? So, really? Desiree is cheating on her husband? I just heard all about it on the news. So that detective was actually the thief all along. It looks that way right now. It's my fault. I'm the one who ended up hiring the Musk to guard the treasures. Don't blame yourself. You were just doing your job. Well, instead of going to the police, but then this is the Ace Attorney verse, so I don't blame you for not going for the police.
Hey Nick, if she wants to apologize, you should let her. So, when was it that you hired Detective Atme again?
20 days ago. And the calling card came 10 days before it was stolen. Or did you already forget that? About 20 days ago. And when was it that the Musk's calling card arrived? That was about 10 days ago. So he sent a calling card to the very place he was hired to guard.
I guess that's it then. Detective Atme must have really wanted the Sacred Urn after all.
I guess so.
What? So Musk to Musk murdered someone as well?
Well, that's how things look right now.
Again, isn't everybody thinking that Atme is Musk to Musk and Ron is just a fanatic who thinks he is one? Why is everybody still referring to him like he is the thief? You guys are confusing yourselves. Yes, but I thought that he was here stealing the urn at the time.
Well, we're talking about a criminal mastermind, so anything is possible.
Nick, let's get down to business already. On the night of the theft, did you notice anything suspicious about Detective Atme?
No, I couldn't have.
After all, he was hidden the entire time. I never even caught a glimpse of him.
He claims that that's the way he always operates. You'd think he'd have the idea to hide his nose tip.
That's just what he says so he can have an alibi while he commits the thefts himself.
Yeah, he was caught in the crime scene photo dressed up as Musk to Musk pretty well.
I'm so glad that you got your Sacred Urn back.
Yes, but there's still something that bothers me about it.
What is it?
I'm not exactly sure, but somehow the urn that came back seems different.
Really? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Miss Andrews? No, I don't know anything. Why would I?
A psychlock?
What do you think this means, Nick?
It means the person that holds the secret to the mystery of the sacred urn is our very own Miss Andrews. I don't have it. I thought I already had it in my... It looks to me like it's been dry for several days.
There's something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is oddly shaped, and it's shocking pink.
I don't see how the color of the paint is in any way important.
What? I'm supposed to get some paint stains onto, my court record, right?
At least from what I remember and saw. Let's just... Okay. I guess I'm not supposed to know about the paint stains yet then. Let's go somewhere else. Wow, this place is literally crawling with cops.
What do you expect now that they know he was actually Musk to Musk? This must be incredibly embarrassing for them, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess they're trying to make up for it by tearing the place apart. I just noticed Gumshoe is nowhere to be seen.
Well, he is a homicide detective. He's probably working on a murder case.
But wasn't he in charge of the Musk investigation all the way up until yesterday?
Well, a murder case is a lot more exciting, isn't it? He'd say something like, "There's nothing like a good murder case, pal."
Points for the quality of the impression, but I'm not sure Gumshoe has bloodlust, Maya. Well, let's look around. See if there's anything new to say about this. Hey, you guys. Beep. We're investigating this place, so keep your hands to yourself.
Boy, these policemen sure are a bunch of sourpusses.
Well, Mr. Ice Detective did make complete and utter fools out of them. What's all this now? Move it along. Show's over.
Oh, doesn't look like they're going to let us investigate.
I guess we might as well call it a day for this place and go somewhere else. Okay. At least they're being somewhat competent. Nothing? Okay. Or do the paint stains get added when I get rid of the psych lock? It's worth a shot? Maybe? One second. Did I just hear a alarm? I'll be right back, I have to check this out. Okay, maybe it was outside, maybe it was a car alarm or something, because I don't think anything in my home is making an alarm. At least I hope it doesn't. If it is maybe the smoke alarm telling me the batteries are low, it's gonna do it again. In which case, I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna throw that thing out. Back to the psych lock. Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the sacred urn? Do I know anything? I am in charge of the entire treasure exhibit. The urn that was submitted before the court today. It's obviously not the same urn as before.
Well, that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake.
A fake?
You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence the urn that was submitted at the trial was genuine?
I guess I don't. 'Cause I do remember Pearl coming back for some information with that, but I don't remember when. So, I guess no. We'll try this some other time. You'd think he'd be somewhat interested in hearing that there was a record for the buzzer.
So about this?
What's that?
Hey, wait a minute, Maya. What's wrong?
We copied that data without permission. Don't show it to him. He might get mad at us. So, what are you two whispering about?
It's nothing. It's just my billfold.
That's a pretty thick billfold you got there, pal. No, I really want you to show it to me. Okay, nothing here. Like I said before, I don't know this case very well. I think you know how much I want to help you guys, but I really don't know what to say about that.
What is it, Nick?
It's just that he seems so, I don't know, pleasant. Excuse me, but would you take a look at this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't the faintest idea. I guess I just don't get out enough.
Okay. So Ron received a blackmail letter, huh?
Do you think Mr. Light knows about this?
Well, if she did, I don't think she would have been smiling like that.
I wonder if we should tell her about it.
I think it'd be smarter if we didn't. I know I have to talk to Ron, but since he's not being given to me... The statue wasn't where it was now when we first came here, right?
Yeah, it was right next to the door, wasn't it?
Well, if someone moved it, it was probably Musk to Musk.
Maybe he didn't like being watched by Mystic Amy while he stole the urn.
Hey, cut it out. You're giving me the creeps with that kind of talk. Paint spills! Allow me to put them into my court record. This is proof that Ron DeLight was here at the murder scene when the murder happened. His wallet and the key card.
I think we need to ask Mr. DeLight some more about those two things.
I would, if he would actually show up in the detention center. But I can't. About the blackmail letter... Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about that too, pal. I already showed this to you, didn't you? Do I have to show the blackmail letter to Larry? Did I already do that? I don't remember.
So what about this?
Huh? Maya, you shouldn't have. A love letter for me?
No, sorry. This is a blackmail letter.
What? How do you know about that, Maya?
Huh?
How much is Alexis demanding this time? Who is this Alexis?
Didn't we show him this letter yesterday too? I'm pretty sure we did.
The buzzer? Yeah, this is right. Yeah, la 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 la. You guys have really made me reflect on the way I've been living. But the only problem is with all this reflecting. Where's the time for love? Frankly, I think reflecting's a bit overrated, you know?
What are you going on about, Larry?
Plus, do you honestly have any new info on the buzzer record? Huh? The record? No, nothing at all. This guy reflects about as much as a piece of black carpeting. So, was this the card that was used by the culprit that night? Well, going off the serial number, then yeah! This card was used to open the CEO's office at 1 in the morning. Your client had this card, right? It's a no-brainer. He's the killer, man. Those screens there show what's going on all over the building. Everywhere. And it's my job to keep a steady eye on them. All of them. I wouldn't sound so smug if I were you.
Can you watch regular TV on these too?
If anyone would sit here and watch TV instead of working, it's Larry. Hey Maya, I'm a pro, okay? Besides, you can't get regular TV on it. And how do you know that, Larry? Because that was my first bit of investigation, if you know what I mean. I know what you're thinking, it was professional investigation, alright?
Wow, take a look at these things here. Hey Larry, what are they?
Did you say, huh? Hey man, it's not like I have to know what they are to do my job. I always thought they were just some kind of decoration or something.
Oh boy.
How did this guy ever get a job here anyway? He probably took the job from me, that asshole. Hey, Larry, that's your jacket, isn't it? That's right!
Did you know you hung it right on top of some kind of lever?
Yeah, sure. I was told to never ever touch that lever. She scowled and huffed at me. Something terrible will happen if you do. Got it, greenhorn?
So why hang your jacket on such an important lever?
Because it got me curious. If the jacket's weight pulls the lever down, that's what they call an accident. Doesn't the suspense just kill you? Don't you want to know what'll happen, huh?
It's true, it's killing me too. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, but for a different reason. Something is written on this poster in fine print.
The Guard's 5 Commandments. Wow, this sounds serious. Let's see what it says. Number 1, obey thy superior. Number 2, respect thy superior. Number 3, smile at thy superior. Number 4, salute thy superior. 5th, buy donuts for thy superior on command. Hit sign Wendy Oldbag, head supervisor.
She's one tough old bird, let me tell you! Cross her and you can come face to face with a real, genuine ray gun! Yeah, sounds scary, alright. Well, fortunately she's on vacation. That's why I'm so relaxed right now. That's my partner's seat. Your partner? Well, that's what I call her. She's my superior, actually. Kind of a weird old lady.
There's tea spilled all over that machine, you know.
Oh, don't worry about it. Just the other day, I spilled some chocolate milk on mine. It still works fine, more or less. They really know how to build them, I guess. Okay. That's my workstation. Pretty cool, huh? I keep a steady eye on the monitors and use that mic for communicating.
Look at all this equipment. It must be hard to operate.
No biggie. I think there's an instruction manual somewhere in this room.
Somewhere?
Instruction manual? What are you going to do in an emergency? Well, I guess I'd start by calmly looking for the instruction manual. During that time, my partner, the old lady, would calmly look for her reading glasses. That's what a security professionals call teamwork. Even Maya and Pearls could run this place better.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
You know, it'd be really cool if I could just go to whichever location I have open as soon as possible without having to go somewhere so I can unlock the other one. He's still not here. I'm gonna look at a freaking guide. Okay. Seems I forgot to do something in the CEO's office.
Detective Gumshoe, tell us more about Mr. Shane Bluebard.
That's Kane Bullard, not Shane Bluebard, pal.
Oh, yeah, the victim in this case just doesn't make much of an impression on me.
Well, you were the victim up until Mr. Bullard was found dead. Yeah, and his body wasn't discovered until this morning. Anyway, we don't have enough information yet. Can you help us out? Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbing like an idiot right now.
Okay, Nick, now's our chance to get more information about the victim, so hurry up and ask!
Although I have to ask, when is Gumshoe not babbling like a moron? Can you tell us some more about Mr. Bullard?
He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway?
Well, gee, I wonder what KB Security could be for. Well, the company basically sent security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Bullard must have had the chance to learn a lot of secrets doing this kind of work. Oh, and I don't know how to put this, but the guy was some kind of money grubber.
Really? Me too! I just love money! I can't ever get enough!
I love money too, but I would be very happy if I could just earn my own by now. Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't going to get my wallet. Anyway, it looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions.
Oh, so that's my problem. I think I need to be shiftier.
Let me go already. Apparently he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies.
Oh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded.
Yeah. Oh, KB Security used to head security operations against Musk to Musk.
What? Really?
Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Bullard who sent around the blackmail letter, huh? Hmm? I should... Ah, there we go.
Mr. Wright! Mr. Delight, did they finish their interrogation? Yes, but please don't leave me alone anymore!
Mr. Delight, you lied to us before, didn't you?
Well, you see...
On the same night the sacred urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor department store, a blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB security to hand over some money. And then that's where the CEO, Kane Bullard, was murdered. But there's only one Ron Delight, am I right? So the only question is, where were you that night? This time I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it.
Okay.
Mr. Delight, do you still insist that you are Musk the Musk?
Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday? That was a quick response.
Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating.
But listen, Mr. Delight. At the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we? I guess it's true. I wasn't the one who stole that urn. Of course not. After all, you were at KB Security at the time.
So then the person dressed up as Musk the Musk in this photo...
It's gotta be Detective Atney.
That was up for debate? So the night you didn't go to Lordly Taylor, you went to KB Security, right?
Yes. I went to KB Security at the time the blackmail note said I should. Alright. What happened next?
Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the keycard to unlock the door. That's probably when he dropped his wallet.
When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there.
Someone? I wonder who that person was in that telltale pose.
They suddenly bashed me over the head. Bam! Was it Kane Bullard that hit you? I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body.
So that's why you put it in the safe?
Yes, that's right. I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it. Okay. And what did you do after that? Well, I got out of there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building. So I knew how to avoid being spotted by them. Nick? All of a sudden, Mr. Delight kinda sounds like the murderer to me.
Please don't say that.
Mr. Delight, is it true that a year ago you were forced to quit KB Security? How did you... I'm begging you, please don't tell Jesse, please! Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet. Thank goodness. No, I'm... But I suppose I have to tell her sometime. She'll find Why have you been hiding it from her anyway? Desi would despise me if she ever found out I was living a life of crime. A criminal, a thief. She'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over. Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place? Because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world could bring in enough money. Unless I was a billionaire to begin with. Except being a thief. At least that's what I thought anyway.
So you became Masque de Masque for Désirée, huh?
Hey! This is an article about my debut heist! Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail. But Masque de Masque, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article that he disappeared. That's right! I got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my Masque de Masque costume in a nearby plastic bucket. Then I quickly changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, huh? Wow, awesome! Hey, hold the phone. The guard in this photo, is that you, Mr. Delight? That's right. Nice trick if I do say so myself.
Nice and easy to figure out. Even pearls could see through that in a heartbeat.
But as you might expect, Detective Atney found the disguise. He truly deserves the title of Ace Detective.
Detective Atney found Masque de Masque disguise? That's interesting.
Yes, and I heard that he brought it home with him. So that's it. That's when Atney got his hands on this. Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. That must have been really time-consuming, huh? Yes, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters. Blackmail letters?!
Why are you surprised to hear about that? What are you talking about? Hurry me and tell me what you mean.
Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. This blackmail letter, is this the first one you got?
I'm sorry. Maya's voice suddenly hit me in the wrong spot.
No, of course not. But this is the first one that ever called me out to a specific location.
So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident?
Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emelon heist. That first letter, it said, "I know you did it." So someone find out about your true identity? Just like that? It's not easy being a master thief, you know. I've got proof that it was you, so give up, it went on to say. So in the end I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal.
Is that right? Hey, hang on. What do you mean you had to give it up?
Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000.
No one said anything about me being worried, you know.
After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. Plans? What are these plans you're talking about? They were instructions on how to steal a crown, or painting, or some other rare treasure. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. So you mean that the one who planned the heists wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. It sounds like Mr. Delight is thankful to the person that was blackmailing him.
So Ron Delight was Masque de Masque after all? But someone else is behind the thefts. Someone who planned it all out in detail.
All I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole into the safe deposit box. Then I just waited for the cash to come into the mail.
Could you try to not look so gleeful about it?
So you went after the sacred urn because of one of those plants too? Well, see, truth is, I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal.
Mr. Delight, is everything you've just told me the truth?
Yes, but please don't tell my Tessie, okay?
Ron, before I go, there's one more thing I want to ask you.
Yes, but please don't hurt me.
Mr. Kane Bullard, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him?
Yes, of course! I could never— I'm not lying! All I did was hide his body in the safe. But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday. Why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right? I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight.
I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight at his word.
Mystic Maya! Hey! Pearly! Back!
Hey, Pearls. So what have you been up to this whole time?
The sacred urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Kuhan Village to have it examined. And? What did you find out? Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn. That's a relief. I was really worried. But there's one small problem.
Problem?
These cute little pink splotches. They said that it's paint and that were put in the urn recently.
Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? We've got to find out how they got there. That's the big deal. Yes, Mr. Nick, we've got to find out how they got there.
Okay, we'll go find out how they got there.
Please don't forget about me.
You know, it's so convenient that, you know, splotches splashed onto it like that, and when set together, it still made a cute little patternish thing. But whatever.
Oh, Pearl! How nice to see you! Hello there.
I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to?
Well, actually, I was having this urn examined.
Oh, I see. Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened here.
Nick, let's look around one more time!
Am I now allowed to get them?
This is the same color as the paint splotches on the urn.
So then the question is, what's the cause of the odd shape?
Let's look around here carefully, Mr. Nick.
I still don't get paint splotches into my damn court record. This box, there's something about it that's bothering me.
That's the box that the sacred urn was in. It looks like there's some pink paint on it too. And it's definitely the same color as the stuff on the urn.
I think I know how the paint got on it now.
Alright, let's investigate again, Nick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it.
That's the box the sacred urn was in.
If you look here, there's a little bit of paint on the box as well.
Wow, you're right! Look, it matches! What is it, Mr. Nick?
This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would. Finally! We're that much closer to solving the mystery of what happened to the urn. And I can't believe I had to look at the paint spots, then look at the box, then look at the paint spots again to finally get both into my court record. Any moron would know. Anyway, let's just skip until I have to show something. Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is a genuine article. Pearl went back to Kuran village and had it examined. Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how... What she discovered was that the vase was broken again. Did you say again? Yes, it was broken once a year ago. And now it looks like the same thing has happened. And quite recently, too. Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know? This poster, it was made recently, right? Poster? Oh, the poster for the exhibit. At the time when this photo was taken, the urn said I am on it. But now, for some mysterious reason, it says Amy. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed. Oh! I am? What does it even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there when the photo for this poster was taken. That was a mistake. Now tell the truth. Wait! 4. Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it. Huh? Yes, that's it. It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened. It looks like I still haven't broken the entire psych lock. Do you have any proof the urn was broken here at Largely Taylor? Well, Miss Andrews? What is this supposed to mean? There is pink paint all over the urn. And there is pink paint all over the floor and walls of this basement warehouse. In other words, this urn was broken there. You can't weasel out of this one, Miss Andrews. But... Uh-oh. She's trying to make her escape. But you can get pink paint everywhere. Well, there's none in my office, that's for sure. I'm sure it's hidden, Phoenix. Well, there is in my room. Liar. Anyway, the paint on the urn and the paint on the floor, there's no proof that it's the same paint. Come on, this is getting ridiculous. The proof linking the paint on the urn to the paint on the floor. This box, the urn was stored in this, right? Yes, that's right. Well, there's pink paint on this box as well. Ugh. I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you? Yes, more or less. The paint on the floor has an odd shape imprinted on it, doesn't it? It's part of a square. It's not that much of an odd shape. Yes. If you put this box into the impression in the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means this box was dropped right there. And that is when the urn was broken. Your name does you justice, Mr. Wright. I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn. Boy, does this make me feel like some sort of evil school teacher. I'm sure you had some sort of cosplay sex with Edgeworth with that scenario. I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand. Is it, Pearly? No, not at all. I know just how she feels. It happened about 2 weeks ago. Just after the poster photo was taken, on the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping. I was carrying it in the box. When I tripped on the paint can and lost my balance, the box I was carrying crashed to the ground. I heard a terrible noise and I thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box and that's when it happened. The broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. That's why you opened such a thing on the floor away from paint. I was in shock. And let out a huge scream. I can totally see how that could have happened. Yes, clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands. Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of Corain Village. So I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Luckily, the shards were pretty big. And that's when the IM got changed to Amy? I didn't know how it was originally written. But any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Amy.
Any sane person? Really?
Oh, pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling. Yes, but... Find me an 8-year-old who doesn't know how to spell Amy. A-M-I. If it was a confusing name like... Katerina, or... you know, something more difficult than Amy, I might understand it. In the original, it's understandable because it's in kanji. She didn't know how to spell those kanji properly. So, it was easier for her to make a mistake. But, Amy! What's so difficult about Amy? Anyway, I put the urn into the storeroom and no one has seen it since then. But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains. Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used the golden statue to cover it up. The Amy face statue. Ah! You couldn't have gotten acetone and wiped it clean? The first time that we came down here, it was on the night that the sacred urn was stolen.
But Mr. Nick, there were no paint marks on the walls or floor of the warehouse when we got here.
She just said that she covered it up with the statue. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall.
And?
I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it.
I see. Now it makes perfect sense. But there's still one thing I find strange.
What is it, Pearl?
The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. At that time, the statue had been moved, and the paint was clearly visible.
She's right about that. What was that? My game just lagged.
Huh? What? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again? Well then, who was it? Who would have done it and why?
The day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. Then the next day, it was moved. But why? It looks like there's some connection between the sacred urn and the murder case.
Why? What do you think so, Nick?
Because that night, the real thief who won the light was at KB Security. So then why did another Masque de Masque show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact.
One undeniable fact?
The murder trial is starting tomorrow. It looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance.